talent contestant.
Okay, Kate, don't laugh. This is what young people are wearing, isn't it?
What young people?
Gee, I'm gonna need a minute because this is a lot.
It's just that this is the first thing, that we've done together, and I just want to be perfect.
Didn't you do the birthday thing at her mum's?
New Zealand-born, Australian-raised Samoan actor Michael Longo offers an intriguing body of work centering humour and the realness. From stage to screen, you may recognise him from Colin from Accounts, Swift Street, and the web series Buried. The Casting Guild of Australia come together to identify a group of extraordinary actors they believe have the potential to break out on a world stage, the CGA Rising Stars. And we have the opportunity to chat with one of this year's recipients. Michael, thank you so much, Malo Aupito, and welcome to the For Your Reference podcast.
Say big. That was tough. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited, even just like researching leading up to this chat today. Like, we're gonna get to the greatest hits, obviously. I want to hear a bit of the B-side, like the come up and all of that sort of thing. But I just want to start off by saying congratulations for being named a CGA Rising Star. And I'd love to hear, I guess, in the career that you've had, like, what does that mean for you in this moment now?
Thanks for the intro. Something made me sound like a professional ass.
If you need me to pick you up, I'll go anywhere. I'll just pop out.
Stop it. Keep going. Jack, to be honest, it means a lot, especially in this industry, you don't get a lot of feedback. Like, you don't get a lot of, like, people don't tell you you're doing good, or like negative or positive feedback. So, like, being named as one of the 10 is a real honor. It makes you feel like you're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
taking the right steps to
Because at the end of the day, it's the arts and it's storytelling. So it's for people and it's for connecting. And it's like, do you hear me? Do you feel me? We're gonna be all right.
For real. So
yeah, well, Colin from Accounts is that gal. She's having the moment at the moment. Awards galore, including the 2023 outstanding performance by an ensemble in a comedy series. You play Brett on the show. How has that all been going? Is it like tapping into a new audience? Like what's the experience in working in, I guess, a show that is so well known and also well loved as well?
Yeah. Oh man. Everyone's received it like so well. I remember like season 1 working on it. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be massive, and everyone's like, oh yeah, it's probably.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, everyone's like, yeah, nah, it's probably not. Okay, nah, it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be massive, and hit the screens, and then I was like, oh, true. And then hit UK, I was like, oh, true. I was like, bro, it just blew up. And
yeah.
I've heard season 2's been doing good things as well. So I'm like, bro. And like going to the award show, just trippy ass. It was such a trip.
I didn't realize Colin was the dog when we first started watching
Yeah.
it.
I remember reading the script when we first got it. I was like, so who's Colin?
Colin, you from where?
Yeah. Straight up.
When I was researching, there was a written interview that you had, and you talked about the research that you did for like craft beer and learning that sort of stuff. Have you been able to incorporate that into the show now?
No. Like there's probably 1 or 2 lines where I show my expertise, because like when we rocked up to the brewery, I was like, oh yeah, this is my time to shine.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, this is the this is where it filters and it turns to broth and and like, oh yeah, this is where it distills and da da da, and and Patty, the creator, one of the creators of shit,
Uh-huh.
he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm like, what do you mean that's cool? I'm meant to be abroad, you know? I'm researching. And he's like,
You're just
yeah,
like,
nah, you don't do that.
you're putting all that research into those 2 lines, you're putting the
Yeah,
whole foot in it.
like, you know, when it comes to me, man, it doesn't matter 1 line, 2 lines, 100
Yeah.
lines, research, man.
But you're that guy though. Like when you show up on the screen, like you're in for a good time, but you find a way to ground it as well. It's not just like I'm here to make you laugh. Like I'm also like grounded in this world as well. How did you
Yeah,
feel in being able to? Because we can have a fakakata, like we can have a good laugh as well. But like, how do
yeah.
you make it like, hey, I'm more than one dimension? How do you put that into your performance?
uh, it's partly like Petty and Harry's writing. They
Mm,
like they they put their foot in it. But like you just, I just like to. My wife always makes fun of me when I say, like, I like to breathe life into the words and that,
mm-hmm,
and you just, yeah, it's just acting 101, like, given circumstances and that. So I
mm-hmm.
just, yeah, I don't know, I don't. You just put yourself in the situation and that, and you just do it.
And
Yeah.
how is it working in an ensemble? Different years of experience, different types of experience in the industry. How is it coming together to work on an ensemble?
Uh, it's different from theater,
Yeah.
like working in an ensemble in theater, but it's like, yeah, it's real cool. Like, especially on Collins,
Hmm.
everyone, we're just like fams. Like, I remember when me and my wife, we just had a baby, and like,
Congratulations.
thanks. But like, as soon as everyone found out, everyone just like, "What's your address? What's your address?" Like, what do you mean, what's our address? And it just started flooding us with presents. I was like, "Hey!" And it was like, when we see each other, it's just like family reunions and that. It's crack up. So it's like,
That's how it should be. Like it should feel
yeah,
like family, like coming together, and it's more than
yeah,
just creating something and then watching it get released, right?
yeah, 100. I'm really grateful for them, man, and like working on Collins with them, and like this being one of my like first big jobs,
Hmm.
because I feel like they've really taken care of me in that. But
How
like,
is it
yeah,
is it trippy? Like I remember there was like a Samoan actor in Mr. Robot. Like every time I see a like Islander
yeah,
in Hollywood or like New Zealand as well, but like Australia, I'm just like, oh, like that like
yeah,
Leonardo meme. I'm like,
straight
oh,
up,
white people, they're here. They
100.
were
It's
you
tricky.
were you conscious of that? Of I guess not necessarily having a responsibility, but realizing that other islanders are going to like, oh, look, we got representation, we're on the screen, or is it more just focusing on the character and the world?
Yeah, I was focused on the character of the world, but when it was coming out, I was like, man, I don't want to look goofy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like another stupid islander that everyone's laughing at.
Hmm.
Because like I was really conscious of that,
Hmm.
especially when we watched it. I was like, fuck, did I let the people down? But like, everyone's received it really well, and like, I was like, man, uh, to be honest, it's one of those things where it's good to see us on the screen,
Hmm.
regardless of what we're doing, which is pretty pretty messed up.
It's a low bar, yeah.
Yeah, but like, it's the process, and like that's what you got to do. But I don't know. I feel like Collins is it's nice because like you don't really expect to see our people represented in like those kind of TV shows.
Uh-huh.
So it's like yeah, it's nice to have like flavor in that
Yeah. Because
as
like
well.
Barbie gets to do all the different jobs. Why can't we?
Yeah,
Why can't the island of Barbie and Ken? Because I'm
yeah,
in IT as well. So it's like where did she come along? Like you know
100.
what I mean? So it's really cool to like see us represented in different, and we're also in the 2020s as well. And like you talk about, which, I don't know if we have time to get real, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hit us up on the DMs, friends and lovers. But
100,
like
100.
it's the 2020s now, and we don't want to like, because even watching, I was like, oh, you're all good, because you never know if we're going to be like caricatures, or if
Yeah,
we're just going to be that security guard, or we're just
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be like, there's so much more for us, and we demand so much more for us. And I'm so glad that the production of Colin from Accounts allows you to explore different dimensions
yeah.
um as well. I want to talk quickly about the Buried web series. So you play
Oh yeah.
a sensitive police officer who wish he worked in the arts and has a PhD in feminist theory. So those are some very interesting clips. Those aren't the sort of clips that will get cancelled on podcasts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's just so real, because you try to pursue the creative arts, but then
Mm.
it's like bills got to get paid, babies got to be fed,
For
you
real, for
know,
real.
and you got to hold down your own as well. So, were there any sort of interesting jobs you had while trying to make this acting thing work?
Uh, I'm pretty boring, so like not really. I had like I've worked at Woolworths, I worked at McDonald's, uh, but like in rough areas.
Yeah.
So like I remember working at Macca's. Just one night, someone got ran over. I rushed outside and I had to like help him breathe. So the ambulance got there. And then at Woolworths, I got ran over by like a dirt bike.
Wow.
Yeah, because like it was Brody. It was in Brody.
Mhm.
So like we were escorting these teenagers out, and then like it just got heated, and like someone who knew them must have been on a dirt bike behind us. I was escorting them, and he- all I hear is "Wang!" and I boom, and I hit and I fall and I get back up and I look back and like I just got hit by a motorbike. What the heck? And my guy's like is trying to start his motorbike, so I grabbed him, I put him in there. And he's like, man, grab your motorbike, get the hell out of here. I said it, but
I think you need to put that to pen and paper. That's a whole stage
yeah,
production there,
100. And I
like
used
the
to,
Rough Riders down
yeah,
under.
hood stuff, it's just crack up.
I think that's
Uh,
also like that's one of the things that I appreciate as well, of like being able to channel the struggle and like stuff that we've been
yeah,
through. Like things that, like, I guess it depends on what your experiences are in life, but like you laugh through it. Sometimes that's how you
yeah,
get through the tough stuff in life. And being able to tell stories is something that is so inherently us. And
and
that's a way that we can bring ourselves into it as well. I read on your bio that you were a facilitator
oh
um
yeah,
in
I
the
do
arts
that
as
too.
well for teens in Nam in Melbourne. Do you
Yeah,
mind
yeah,
speaking a little bit on that?
yeah. So I work for Western Edge, and we go around. We have youth theater programs, and we also work in schools to help
Hmm.
um like help them put on production at the end of the year. But our youth theater programs is how I came up.
Uh-huh.
So I found out about them in 2015, 2016. And I came through the theater production, like the youth theater production avenue. Uh, and then they liked what I did, and then I started working for them. And yeah, we just help kids tell their stories,
Hmm.
and like, and we help kids through theater as well. tell their stories, as well as finding themselves in like the big theater shows,
Yeah.
like your Shakespeare's, your Greeks,
Mm-hmm.
and like
What you know about
how
Othello? What you know about the Hamlets?
what you know about the Macbeths. I mean,
Montague who?
Capulet. But yeah, because like there's heavy themes in that, and
Mm,
especially like in the areas that we grow up in, like
yeah.
we deal with those issues today,
Mm-hmm.
like
Say it again for
especially
the people in the back, Michael.
100 for people back. No, yeah, it's just like the especially uh, in the hood, I hate to
Mhm,
say the hood, but like the hood that most of us grow up in, we deal
mhm,
with these issues every day, and like the kids don't really like. Oh, you give a kid a theater like you tell a kid to do drama and they're like, "What? That's gay. I don't want to do that." But
mm,
when they actually get into it, and like start giving it a go, they're like, "Man, actually, this is actually helping something, because it helps you
yeah.
express yourself, and then you start seeing yourself in these things that you thought were like foreign and white and shit. So like,
Sometimes
it,
white.
yeah, most of the time white.
But that's like honestly, that's how we get free in many ways. That's how
Hey,
we get free
bro,
in being able to
yeah,
channel who we are, what our experiences are, being able to learn and unlearn um, a lot of stuff, like how much is culture
yeah,
and how much is obligation.
straight up.
Um, as well, and that's something that's so beautiful, and I'm glad we could be able to you know tap into that. And we don't have a lot of time, but I want to
Yeah,
see, you can go as deep or as real as you want with this, but you know navigating very white spaces, but also being
mm,
able to pursue and tap into the arts. And then we
mm.
also have the inherent cultural sort of storytelling that we have in the Moana as well. Did it ever feel like they were oil and water? Did it ever feel like it was hard to put them together? Or was it easy to just tap into, these are the story, these are the voices, and this is what I want to tell?
Oh, but it's the struggle is real, and like it's funny because like when you're starting out, it seems so like impossible,
Hmm.
and like everything's fighting against you and that. But like where I am now, I'm starting to feel like it's easier to tell my story in that, and like tell the stories with our people, and like it seems like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, But like I feel like you're always pushing against something, and like especially these spaces and how like foreign it is for them to have someone like us in them.
Hmm.
You're always having to have these conversations and that. So I'm like, you just gotta you just gotta stay strong, and like have a strong sense of yourself
Hmm.
and keep your people around you and close because like it's easy to get lost out here.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Did you get lost and
um,
catch these bike tracks?
100.
But I think that, yeah, and I guess just wrapping up, it becomes a conversation of trying to create art through a business, right?
Yeah,
And you find your people, you find
yeah,
your joy, you find your center, and and people will find the realness in everywhere
yeah.
we are. So I want to say malo aupito aupito. OT, my partner is Kenyan, so I will say asante sana. Thank you so much for the talanoa today. Like, it's been so great.
Uh,
I feel like we
thank
could
you.
have we could have had monologues and like full on stage productions
I feel like
continuing.
you got some stories too, man.
Oh,
Say,
I wish we had the time. But thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanna plug? You wanna shout out? You wanna shout out the whole family? Like, is
yeah.
there anything you wanna say?
Shout out my wife and my
Mhm,
son.
mhm,
Shout out everyone in Youth Justice in Cherry
mhm.
Creek and that. Because I work in Youth Justice right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like, shout out Cherry Creek. Shout out the boys. Free the guys when they're behaving.
No
Uh,
freedom.
go watch Colin's from accounts. On beach. Yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out all the fams. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael. Take care.
Nah, thank you. This is so fun.
Oh, God.